For over 4 decades, Sundown Mountain has been one of the go-to places for winter sports in the Tri-States, and it's easy to see why. Lots of snow, lots of trails, and lots of fun. One of the more seasoned ski instructors here at Sundown Mountain, and at 94 years old, Ernie, what keeps bringing you back out here?
The thrill of skiing. I just love the outdoors and going down the hill and having the wind in your face. You know, it's great.
Yeah, for me, it's so awesome that people like you are still out here, because you're not the only more seasoned veteran out here. I mean, there's a couple of you guys and gals.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and so tell me a little bit about the early days.
The early days was jumping. We did a lot of jumping. There was a guy in Dubuque here by the name of Ernie Keller built a jump out on Kaufman Avenue out here, and the city helped him build it, and in order to do that, he had to train the kids in town how to ski, how to jump. So he did, and then we had our first meet, and I went a whole big 35 feet. 35 feet long.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, but that was, so then we were nothing but a jumping club for a long, long time.
Oh, yeah.
And then in 56, Chestnut opened up. Mm-hmm. And then in 67, this thing opened. No, yeah, no, 70 something.
72, I think.
72, and
yeah.
we had a hill out in Kaufman Avenue again. We built it for our kids to ski on, and that we skied on for quite a few years until they built this place.
Yeah.
And then this is a small hill, so all the kids came out here.
Oh, that's great. Now, you've been skiing for a long time.
Yeah.
And did I hear right that you skied during World War II?
Well, I was in the service of 10th Mountain Division.
10th Mountain Division.
Yeah.
Now, what's skiing like in the military versus being out here?
Well, we didn't do too much skiing, to tell you the truth.
Oh, really?
Mostly really mountain troops.
Yeah.
Yeah. The skiing we got in was they taught us how to ski. Lifted pole, stem Christie, that's what we skied. But you can imagine what it was like when you were up in the mountains and you had a line of troops about 2, 3, or 4 blocks long going down the hill.
All right, Ernie. Well, I think we should take a run, and why don't you make sure my technique's all right?
Okay, I'll watch you.
I'm here with Mark Gordon. He is the general manager out here at Sundown Mountain. Mark, thanks so much for having us out here.
Oh, we always love to have new people out here, and so I'm glad to have you.
Oh man, it's such a great day. and I love being out here, and I'm sure people have been coming out here for years and years and years. Tell me a little bit of history about this place.
Sure. So back in 1972, my dad, who was a ski nut, just got tired of having to go to other places. And he was an architect and a kind of can-do guy. And he started talking about maybe trying to find a place in the area. And he scoured topographic maps were all across our living room. I was about 7 years old or so. And he got a group of families together, which are still the same ownership as they have been since 1972, and kind of found this spot. In fact, the day that they came out to look at the property itself, the first day, it had ended up snowing about a foot that night before. So we brought our skis out, and we ended up skiing the whole hill. Wow. And we had to walk up because there's nothing here. But it was the day that I think everybody knew that this place had some potential.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you grew up here?
Yeah, oh yeah. Every summer, if you're a Gordon kid, you were working out here in the summer. I was on swim team, so I didn't work so much in the winter. But yeah, we've had, my son works out here now, so he's third generation. And yeah, so it's definitely a family business.
So in 1972, when you started as a ski resort,
Yep.
snowboarding wasn't a thing.
No, not at all.
But times changed, just like Sundown has. Tell me a little bit about your options for snowboarding.
Sure. So in the early days, snowboarding wasn't around, and it ended up being a real big bonus for our industry. Skiing took off through the 70s and 80s. But there was a time when it kind of peaked a little bit. It's kind of like Tiger Woods wasn't playing golf anymore. And there was a guy named Burton who I'm sure you probably heard of before, and he had kind of gotten in the whole snowboarding thing started. And there was a time when we were trying to figure out if we were going to allow snowboards on the hill. And I'm glad we did, obviously, because it ended up really giving us another shot in the arm. It's like there's two tribes that are out here skiing. Now, I think the lucky people are the ones that do both, and I do snowboard occasionally, and I enjoy it. But it was a big shot in the arm. And now, because snowboarders they like to do jumps and whatnot. In the old days, it was no jumping allowed, and we're out here to ski. And now we spend a lot of time every night pushing these huge jumps up, for the advanced snowboarders. And we put in like another terrain park that's a little bit easier so they can train for it. So they'll start in the North Park and the little jumps and little things. And so when they get a little bit better, they'll go over to our South Park and they'll see some pretty interesting stuff over there. I mean, we make our own features, so the guys in the summer, they're welding and they're going to town. And so it's neat to see them progress from the other parks. But it's neat. We'll have a competition here on the 13th. And so you'll see people doing all kinds of tricks, and we'll have different age brackets, and it's neat. And it's fun watching them because they're pretty good talent out here.
You said technologically advanced, and I know you guys keep changing and you're building. I mean, you just built a new building pretty recently, right?
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's funny that we're standing here because our old rental building was kind of in the wrong place, and it was originally a maintenance building. It was 2 stories. It was getting older, and it was just, we never were happy with having to go to one lodge to get your ticket and then come over here and then go up some stairs. It was very inefficient. And so we had this dream of getting a new building for a long time. We pancaked the old building, which is where we're standing now, and built the Mountain Center, which is right here. And the whole idea is we wanted to make it so that a new skier can get a ticket, get their equipment, and be right on the bunny hill, just on one floor to make it easy. So.
Right. No, it's great. I mean, it's awesome that you guys can, are able to invest and build upon and keep this place up and running because, like you said, your son's 3rd generation. I'm sure you're going to want it for 4th and 5th and keep this place going because it is such a great treasure here for the Tri-States.
Yeah, it is. And, like the families will come and, what gets me, just motivated is, they come out and they're having a good time. I mean, you can just see it in their faces. They're out. They're not playing on their Xbox. And they're just out as a family having a good time. I don't know about what your dinner table is like, but there's a lot of times when you just don't see your kids very much. And just something as little as taking a chairlift ride up with your son or your daughter or your wife, I mean, it's just nice to be able to connect and enjoy your time together.
I mean, you guys do a lot of family business. I mean, and it's year after year. I mean, is that kind of the clientele that you're looking to keep and cater to?
Well, I think it's just the way it is. I mean, there's other resorts in the area, and some of them are a little bit more, kind of more of a resort base to where, people are coming from Chicago and they're getting their package or whatever. Yeah. This is more of a, where the locals go, where people in the regional go. It's more of a family feel. And at first we thought, well, how can we get that business? And now we're just thinking, how can we be better at what we're good at, which is, catering to families. If you're a young adult and you want to have a place where you want to be able to unwind, get some skiing in, maybe have a drink at the bar, listen to some bands. We got live music Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah. Another thing we're looking to do better on is just getting people to come out here that maybe don't ski. Mm-hmm. I think we're so focused on that. We have a view out of here that's just marvelous, and we have live music all the time. Drinks, we got 11 beers on tap. And, even if you're not going to ski, let's go.
What's the best part about running this place? What's the best part of being out here every single day?
Right. Well, it's the clock literally just like spins around, when you're here, because, I could have a situation where, we have something going on here, and then I got to learn how to do plumbing over here, and then I'm going to be doing an interview with you guys, and then it's going to be a Special Olympics tomorrow, and we have a race team, we have a full-blown snowmaking operation, we have our own 72 ski patrollers out here, we have about the same in ski instructors, and full-blown food and bar with live music. So you can imagine, the things that happen around here are pretty crazy, but it's neat. I mean, it allows me to, to use the history that I've had out here and meet people, and it's amazing that we go from 8 people in the summer to 320 in the winter, and all the logistics there. It's a lot sometimes, but it's also really rewarding when we see customers that are enjoying themselves and just getting out and enjoying winter. I talked with a couple at the bar last night who had just picked it up, and they were just completely hooked, and they were already talking about getting their friends out here. It's just a good thing to do. I mean, like when I get, in a mood where I need to let off some steam, I go in my office, I grab my skis, and I get going about 45 miles an hour under control down the hill, and I feel so much better after, 15 minutes.
Oh man, I can imagine. I mean, being able to walk out your office door and go skiing. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would appreciate having that kind of access.
Yeah, and I made a vow this year I'm going to ski every single day, and I'm on track so far.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Mark, this has been awesome. I can't wait to go back out on the slopes and really enjoy myself.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.